Last night I finished the entire set of 4 of APU Icing Sweet Bar sheet masks, and I wanted to sit down and do another review with you guys. I've done 2 previous reviews. Check those out if you haven't yet. I'll link them in the description. As this has been going so far, I'm going to first show you my first impressions as I opened each of the packages and tried on the masks, what my thoughts were, and then go over the pros and cons and final thoughts. Keep watching until the end if you want to know whether or not I recommend that you purchase these masks. Get ready for my bare face and let's get on to the first impressions. I have the APU Icing Sweet Bar mask, and this one is in the orange. It doesn't look like each mask has its own effect, like nourishing, hydrating, or firming. So I'm assuming that these masks are going to be either hydrating or moisturizing unless it tells me otherwise. I'm excited to see what the scent of this is and if it makes my face feel moisturized. I like the design. It has the inside of a lemon after it's been cut, and then it has a whole lemon right here. I think this is probably more a mask for summer because the design is more summer-like, but that's okay. You need to hydrate your skin no matter what time of year. This has a really nice tangy orange scent. This is more wet and it has bubbles. I really love this essence. It just smells so natural and fresh. Makes me feel like my skin will be the same way. It's crazy how scents can make you think a certain way. Where the mouth strip is located is a little weird. I have to pull the top part down to make it sit, but then this piece gets in my lips. This mask is more see-through than the APU and Etude mask and the Etude house mask that I use. It's another face mask night. This one is the Watermelon Icing Sweet Bar. It's totally fall/winter here, but maybe this will give me a summery, refreshing feel on my face. Let's see. It says on the back this is supposed to provide hydration to your face. So I didn't know these masks had any special effects because it didn't state on the front of the mask what they actually did. But the effects of each mask is actually stated on the back. So oops, I didn't know what the effect was for the first mask, but this one should be hydrating. So at least I know how to judge this one. Ooh, it's very wet. Ah, it smells like candied watermelon. It smells more like an artificial watermelon, which is still nice, but not necessarily a fresh watermelon, you know, one that you cut open in the summertime. The mouthpiece isn't very wide for this one, so it's a little hard for me to talk without my lips getting stuck underneath the mask. We're in a tropical state of mind with the Icing Sweet Bar Pineapple Mask, and the benefit of this mask is to refine and promote smooth and silky skin. I could use some smooth and silkiness in my face. It's kind of dry, so it's a little scratchy and itchy, so let's see if this does the trick. It smells like candy pineapple. It smells like a pineapple haichu, those Japanese chewing gum candies. So APU seems to have a little trouble cutting holes consistently and without blocking your facial features. Experience a similar inconvenience with the APU milk mask set. The holes were either too big or too thin or not covering where they're supposed to cover. So I had to do a lot of adjusting for the mask, but it never really quite sit perfectly like it was made for your face. But this is feeling really nice and fresh. It's very wet. You can see how this would give a smoothing and silky texture. Maybe it'll make my hands silky and smooth too. We're doing the last Icing Sweet Bar mask tonight, and this one is the melon flavor or melon scented one. I like the packaging of this one the most. It looks very fresh with the cut honeydew and the ice kind of strewn all over the background. And it looks like this mask is meant to promote healthy skin by being soothing. So let's see if it has a soothing effect on my skin. I wonder if soothing means something similar to hydrating or just making your skin feel new and rejuvenated. Unless I have open sores or cuts on my face, I don't know how this would be soothing, but if it at least feels good, then it should be a success. Anyways, let's put it on and see how soothed we feel later. The Honeydew drawings remind me of the Honeydew or the Melon artwork in Yoshi's Story. I don't know why I keep referencing Yoshi's Story. I feel like it's one of the cutest animated games out there just because of how adorable all the levels were. In the game, you're supposed to collect fruit, and Melon was one of the special fruits in the game. And that kind of reminds me of the Melon. I was a huge game nerd as a kid. This part is a little bothersome because it keeps hitting my eyeballs, and so I get the mask kind of slamming into my eyeballs a little bit, which I don't really like the feeling of very much. As with the other sheet masks I tried from this collection so far, this face mask smells like Melon Haichu. It's me again. Okay, let's start off with the pros. So with these masks, I felt the moisture on my face up until the morning. Now the effects weren't as strong as the Etude House sheet masks. I was able to continue feeling the effects of the hydrating and moisturizing masks from the Etude House set. So I would say in terms of effectiveness of the solution, Etude House wins there. But these did beat out the longevity of the effects of the APU milk masks. Even up until the morning, I was still able to feel the tackiness and wetness lingering on my face. Face feel nice and moisturized, at least for about 10 hours. How the mask smells is really the first thing that pops out to you when you open a brand new one to use. And what was kind of funny about these masks was that each one smelled like a Haichu candy, and it's kind of a fun throwback if you grew up eating Japanese candies. I would say out of all the masks I've tried so far, these masks in terms of scent were the most potent. Up until I fell asleep, my nose was still registering the scent wafting up my nostrils. So if you want the scent of a mask to have staying power long after you've applied it to your face and have thrown it away, this might be a good one for you. Moving on to the cons, one mini con, the effects for some of the masks, for example, the brightening or the soothing mask, I don't think is easy to tell. Although I would say that the soothing effect mask in this set, the Melon mask, it was a really pleasant cooling sensation on my face. And of course the hydrating and the moisturizing masks were totally fine, but the other masks I still wasn't sure what the effects were. I'd have to use the mask again. And this seems to be a very common theme in the masks I've tried so far. I wonder if I keep using the firming mask, for example, if my face will just continue to get more firm and eventually I'll be able to see the results. And then I'd be able to give a more accurate review if firming masks actually work for your skin. Or if it's just, you know, giving you the illusion or the idea of variety that you can choose from your masks. Another con, although these masks weren't as big as a perpetrator as the milk mask set, was that the holes were again cut a little unevenly. Now I didn't have to adjust them as much as the milk masks. The eye holes were cut a little unevenly, so I would have to adjust them a little bit because they would hit my eyeball, and I don't know, I really don't like the feeling of anything hitting my eyeball. But yeah, I had to keep doing, you know, the 1-2, move it back and forth until it finally sat straight. And I don't think it ever really perfectly sat straight. I find so far in the APU mask, the strip above your lip ends up being really thin. So if you want moisture in this kind of upper lip under nose area, it's a little bit lacking at the end. You just have to pat it with your mask. One final con, and one that was kind of surprising, was that as fun as the throwback Haichu gum scents were, I found that they could turn on you as well, and I noticed this with the pineapple mask. In the beginning it smelled like pineapple gum or hard candy, but after I put it on my face and the smell started turning a bit into an unpleasant almost odor, but it was kind of like maybe if pineapple milk went sour. So that was a little strange, and I didn't really appreciate that kind of odor or smell lingering on my face afterwards. The mask was fine, the smell was not so fun. Finishing things up with final thoughts, I thought these masks did the trick. Moisturizing better than the milk masks, but not as good as the Etude House sheet mask. You want more powerful masks that, you know, actually keep your face hydrated for 12-ish or more hours. I wouldn't recommend these masks. I'd probably say that they're like a 7 out of 10. So far the APU masks have really been shining with their designs. Packaging is very summery,
and it has different fruits covered in ice with the different fruits mixed in with ice and making you feel that the masks are going to give you that nice cooling feeling in the hot summer sun. I think I would prefer to buy the Etude House sheet mask. There are so many other sheet masks to try, and maybe if these were a last resort, they wouldn't be terrible. I wouldn't not use them again, but they didn't wow me or blow me out of the water. And there weren't any negative or damaging effects on my skin. Wearing these masks did kind of quench the thirst in my skin for a little while, but my face did feel itchy again after a few hours. A little pro I'd like to add is that these masks didn't aggravate my nose. Something to keep in mind, especially if you have a sensitive nose. Like myself, my nose is constantly running, so you might relate, and any just kind of little particle floating around or anything that you put close to your nose might kind of set it off a little bit. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful for you in understanding what masks out there are good, bad, or just okay. Comment below and let me know if there are any masks you'd love me to review. I'll do my best to make future videos on those. Wherever you are, I hope that you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!